What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I hope you guys are well. We're great, thank you. It's day 3 of the gym's opening now, which is pretty good. I had a rest day yesterday, so I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling good. Had some sushi last night, so I'm feeling a bit full. And we're gonna tune you into breakfast, and then we're gonna talk about our training program, because we have changed the way that I've structured my training program this cycle. Obviously, you guys know that I was focusing on bringing that chest, delt, arm tie-in. There's definitely still one of the main goals. We've got a little bit of a focus switch, especially considering we're going into training first. So breakfast, super easy, guys. I'm not a huge eater in the morning. I never have a crazy high appetite. So I honestly drink my calories. So I have half a litre of cranberry juice, which works out about, I think it's about 40 carbs of just sugar, so it's easy, readily available source of energy. I actually go for the cranberry and raspberry ocean spray, because if you know the meme, you know why I'm drinking it. And I literally just have 70 grams of whey with this meal, which honestly just takes it to a nice easy 70 grams of protein and about 40 grams of carbohydrates. So a couple hundred calories is perfect for me before a workout. I don't like training with a full stomach with a big meal sitting in me. I know that this is just going to absorb whey, super insulinogenic. Cranberry juice, basically pissing out in 5 minutes anyway. And it's super easy on the stomach. It gets me ready, and it's a nice source of protein and carbohydrates. Easy in the morning, especially when I wake up at like 8:30ish, and by 9:15 I'm leaving to go to the gym really. So it's like a 45-minute turnaround, and I wouldn't want to be sitting down to eggs, bacon, bagels, and a heavy stomach sitting at breakfast. So nice easy breakfast. We're gonna get this down, and then we'll talk over training after. So guys, breakfast is halfway consumed. We're going to talk a little bit about training cycle, this next training cycle. So my last training cycle was pushing arms, pull, rest, pushing arms, pull, rest, legs. So over like an 8-day period, I had pushing arms 2 or 3 times. I had back once every 8 days and legs every 8 days. So I put a lot of stress through this kind of pushing process, upwards, downwards, lateral raises, everything. And actually the difference was really, really good. And that's one thing that I was really, really happy with. So I'll show you guys 2 photos right now. So obviously this is at the beginning of cycle. This is bottom TRT. This is 105 kilos. And then I will compare this to 116 kilos, peak blast, but also peak post pushing twice a week, or 2 to 3 times a week, every single week for about 16 weeks. And the things that you can notice come up most is this meaty area, which ties in your delt, ties in your bicep. The biceps have definitely grown more than anything. Triceps less so than my biceps. Biceps have grown, chest has grown, delts have grown as well. That overall thickness of that physique has just grown in general, which is really, really good. But one thing that we did notice is that legs still grew really, really well, and I only did them once every 8 days, once every 7 days. And my back grew potentially the least out of everything, because of course we were not necessarily focused on it. We were keeping it a maintenance style volume, and a maintenance style volume is essentially just the amount of volume that you need to do in order to maintain that muscle mass. And that's what we did for 16 weeks, and it shows. It sort of shows. Don't get me wrong, I was on a blast. I was still lifting heavy. I probably grew my back, but just in comparison to everything else, it didn't grow as much. So in this next phase of training, we've decided to kind of come full circle and bring back into the mix the back, while keeping our legs on that maintenance volume, because we knew they grew really, really well. Legs grew pretty well. And that was only once every 8 days. So now we're still doing it once every 7 days, 8 days. So we know they're probably still going to continue to grow based off that feedback that we've got off that 16-week block. But now we want to try and bring up the back a little bit. So we've introduced a new back workout. So now the new split is going to be push-pull with a little bit of triceps on push, biceps on pull, pretty traditional. Then we're going to rest. Then we're going to do push and arms. which is going to be obviously both arms. So you've already hit push and arms twice a week by day 4. And then we're going to go to legs, which is going to be our 1 session a week. And in knowing that we've done 1 session a week and we grew pretty well off that exact volume, we've almost just taken the identical sessions that I was doing, changed a few things that were getting a little bit repetitive. We've kept that session the same. We've then introduced another pull session on the end, and we're training 3 days in a row. So it'd be push and triceps, pull and biceps, rest, push and arms, legs, and then pull. So you've got 2 pull sessions in there. On that first pull session, which has a rest after it, I'm gonna do a hip hinge or a spinal load, because I do think it's really important that people are doing spinal loads and they're doing hip hinges, because it's such a big posterior chain, hamstrings, glutes, lower back, and just that whole tie-in. I think they're really, really good bang for your buck movements, but you've got to manage them in a way that keeps you efficient in training. And for me, I'm a little pussy and I cannot load my back more than once a week. If I did, I get back pain. I've got a notorious bulging disc, which just gives me aggravation into my hip, and it can come all the way down into my leg sometimes. So I try and just stay at a baseline. I try and do as much as I can, but I try and not aggravate it. So I hip hinge on that first back day. Then we've got a rest, of course. Then we've got push. Then we've got pull. Then we've got legs. Then on the second pull day, everything's chest supported. In fact, the last training session that you guys would have seen is exactly that session. So you would have seen we did chest supported T-bars, chest supported pull downs. Everything was taking out that core and that's well, not core, but taking out that spinal load. There was no hip hinges or anything like that because of that poor recovery I generally have. But still working in those planes of motion, vertically, horizontally and whatnot. So this is a 7-day split. I rest on Wednesdays and rest on Sundays, and I'm gonna keep it that way through prep, because if you can't, like, we're inevitably going to be digging a fatigue hole on prep when it comes to February. You know, every single week you're just piling on the fatigue, and you don't get a chance to deload because you're competing. You don't get a chance to take a week off. So in doing that, bringing in rigid rest days, I think is going to massively help, because I know on Wednesday I get to switch the fuck off. On Sundays I get to switch the fuck off, and we focus on recovery on those days completely. So that's going to be the new split. I'm excited to kind of bring this through. It's something different. I've actually been doing this split for the last 4 weeks, and the 3 days on, it wrecks me. I've done 2 on, 1 off since I worked with JP in 2017. So it's been nearly 4 years where I've trained 2 sessions on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, or even 2 on, 1 off, 1 on, 1 off. So this is the first time in a long time I've gone 2 on, 1 rest day, 3 on, 1 rest day. And I noticed that for those first couple of weeks, I definitely noticed that increased volume. Things were a little bit tougher those first couple of weeks to progress than they would have been normally. That's to be expected. You're doing more total volume over that week. So you need to just get your body accustomed to that total volume, and then you can start progressing it. So I'm gonna leave it there. Like, there's plenty of opportunities for us to go into the ins and the outs of training and how we're gonna even set up the sessions within that week to even maximize things further. For example, doing more of a delt dominant chest day or a chest dominant chest day, push day, sorry. We're going to delve into those things as we go through, but we don't want to spoil it all at once, do we? So we'll leave it there, guys. That's the new training cycle as we go into prep. I'm so excited just to get in this. I'm honestly buzzing at the moment. I've got a holiday in 6 days. As soon as I'm back, it's go time. And we've been thinking about this pro card for 2-3 years now, and it's right here, and we're going to do everything we can to execute it. So that's training. Now let's get to training. Tmcycles times Josh Bridgman today, right now, push session. Let's go. So we're just warming up here today. We're on the incline hammer strength, something a little bit different. We obviously hammered the old Cybex incline for a long time, like 12, 16 weeks. So something slightly different angle. Helps a lot. I've still got a little bit of tendonitis in my pec, to be honest. I'm feeling it when I'm warming up. So I'm still going to pull back 10, 15% maybe on those top sets and the back off, just so I'm not causing more damage, but helping the recovery a little bit.
Chest, good. There's more, there's more. Yes. Good. Easy. Strong. Yes.
Starting to feel the knock-on effect of not training my push as 100% as normal. I've obviously not taken my chest off failure for about 6 weeks. I've been staying just below it. Well, I had about 3 weeks completely off, and I've been building back up for 3 weeks, but I've just still not got fully better, so I'm gonna have to take it down a little bit more on the second set. Come on then. I want to take 5. Nice. Good.
Yeah, 1.
Up. Good.
Woo.
That's a nice place to start. Starting on 5.
Now we're going for this one. Beautiful. Yeah. Strong start, Josh. Beautiful control. Yeah, there we go. We've got fucking butter. Yes. Easy. Good. Good. Couple more with me. Yes. Good. Strong. Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Just want to be
Inside.
right in the nut. That is the best it's felt in 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
But it's just fucking
Yeah, for real. Towards the end of that first block, you were fucking bad.
Come on. Hey! Good. Move it.
Hey!
Good press.
One more. Yeah, beautiful. Woo!
That's a nice place to start.
Yeah, that's good.
5 on 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Move quick. Good. Quick.
One more time. Yes, there we go. Good. Here, I'm good. Good. We can leave it there. Yep. Set.
Good.
Get me on this.
Come on then. Nice. You like that?
Easy. Top shelf. Top fucking shelf. There we go. Beautiful. Stay right in there. Find that groove. Now we breathe. Yes. Yes. Good. On you.
So we're coming on to exercise 3 here. We've done an incline press. We've done a flat press really. So that second exercise, we had it on a low incline because usually what people do in a press is they retract back and they arch back, and you just put your sternum in a position where really it's basically a flat press. But just to kind of save the shoulders a little bit, make it a little bit more ergonomic, we just notch it up one and it reduces the pressure. It feels great. So we've got 2 flat presses, to a shoulder press now, and then we've got more isolations moving on. So 3 presses today. Quite a lot of presses for me anyway. We've kind of switched everything from the side X. We moved on to hammer strength. I think it is important to swap things out, just not only for a novelty feeling, but just boredom. You don't want to just hammer the same thing over and over again. It is fun. It is great to chase PBs, but it's also fun trying new things.
Yeah, strong, man. Here we go. Strong in those fucking shoulders, Josh. Beautiful. Yes. Move it now. Yes. Easy. Good. There's more. There's more. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Yes. Good. Easy. Easy too. Yes. Nice.
That's that.
Yeah, yeah. Got it. Oh. Good man. Yeah, I don't know where. In my head, I'm like, where am I driving from my elbows?
That's what I mean.
Like my here or my back?
You want to just, you're not locked in there.
No.
I think it's important that when you do introduce new exercises, they are going to feel a little bit weird, a little bit alien, less secure. Give them a couple times. If they still feel awkward, they don't feel good, swap them out. We were just having a conversation then. This feels like we're internally rotating a little bit. You know, are we going to use this next time? We'll give it a second set and then we'll probably swap it out next time, because if it doesn't feel right and it's causing discomfort, you don't have to do it. You don't have to get married to a movement. I think people are very married to movement, so don't be afraid to switch out if it doesn't feel right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Nice. I'm here, I'm here. On you though. Yeah, man. Good, good, good. Easy. Breathe and go again. Breathe and go again. Up. Good. There we go. Second fucking win. Up, up, up. To me. Yeah, good. Got it.
What's fucking...
Yeah, that's the other thing as well, man. I don't know where to fucking drive.
So we're moving on to our final chest exercise. Something a little bit less energy demanding, something a little bit more isolation. We've got the cuffs up in the elbows, so we can reduce the joint pressure in the wrist, zero joint pressure, but also in the shoulder. And it just massively helps that internal connection. We're thinking about bringing our elbows out as wide as we can, and then driving the elbow across the midline. Because if you think about a press, you finish here, but with this cuff, you can get right across here, which really massively initiates that short contraction mode.
In there.
Oh, nice. Good.
Two.
Come on then. Good.
Another one.
Come on. See on that spot, all that I'm doing there is that I'm taking myself through the maximum range of motion that I've got available, and then Tom's just coming on behind, and he's basically giving me the exact percent that I need to continue that movement smoothly. Obviously you can't put a number on it, but let's say I can get to here, and for here I need 10% help. He can come in at 10%. If he feels I'm coming down, he can push a bit harder. If he feels it's too easy, he can ease off as well, so great way to get a spot in.
Beautiful. Good. Again, more. Look. Beautiful. Yes, come on. With me. Yes.
Alright guys, we're going to wrap that video up. Just a little touching into the training style. Obviously, we're on a very, very similar program, me and Tom.
Yeah.
I can't wait to just bring you what we're going to do over the next few months.
It's the first time we're starting a training block together, because the last one I was about 4 or 5 weeks in. These guys were the same. So now we've got numbers at the very beginning, which we can all progress.
So we're all fresh.
Yeah.
We're all chasing down one another. We're all pushing each other to be the best that we can. And I'm excited to bring it to you guys. We've got so many things lined up in the new year. We want to get Christmas out the way, get holidays done, relax a little bit, and then come January, I think.
Joe can stay in Dubai.
Yeah, Joey, fuck off.
It's just me and Josh, so don't fuck with him anymore.
Yeah, nice one, guys. We appreciate you for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe to Tom. Peace.